What might Jurgen Klinsmann have up his sleeve against Ireland? Next on MLS Now. I said I wouldn't do it. That any guesswork when it came to Jurgen Klinsmann, public comments, rosters, lineups, well, I said it was a fool's errand. And yet here I am after a third straight disappointing result for the US, all three marred by goals in the 85th minute or later, trying to make sense of what we'll see in the Americans' final match of 2014, a matchup against the Robbie Keane-less Irish. And before we get to what I think the lineup will look like at Aviva Stadium in Dublin on Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes, for those of you at home who'll be sneaking out of work or, calling in sick, before that, let's review what we know, and it's not much. We know that Jermaine Jones, Lee Nguyen, DeAndre Yedlin, and DeMarcus Beasley are out. The first three rejoining their MLS Cup playoff sides, while Beasley headed to Mexico reportedly to handle some personal business. And that's about it. Then it gets a little murky. In Jones and Yedlin, that's two starters against Colombia that'll have to be replaced. But I think Klinsmann will go even further as he shuffles his 11. Starting at the back, I expect Brad Guzan to make way for Nick Rimando in goal, with a new center back tandem in front of him, one reprised from the World Cup. That'd be Matt Besler and Jeff Cameron. Meanwhile, Greg Garza, who's quickly establishing himself at left back, stays in the team. But from there, it's where things get a little bit tricky. It's really all based around that right back role, because what Klinsmann does there could change the mix in midfield as well. For the sake of consistency, let's assume the German holds steady at the 4-1-3-2 he trotted out against Los Cafeteros. And while he could choose to start Fabian Johnson on the back line, that's where he played in the second half on Friday, I'm going to pencil in Timmy Chandler. I think he pushes the Mönchengladbach man up to right midfield as he was in the first half when Yedlin was in there. That means no changes from that starting midfield against Colombia, at least the way I see it. Kyle Beckerman, he's going to anchor the midfield in his customary role. I think probably the best U.S. player against Colombia. Meanwhile, Alejandro Bedoya, probably number 2 on my list, he goes wide left and Misk Diskerud plays in that central attacking mid role. He's certainly going to get that start, or at least it seems as much, after joining Klinsmann at the press conference dais on Monday. And Diskerud is the one to watch closely here. He said Friday's loss was played at a tempo he's never experienced before. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts against a less technical Ireland side, but one that does push the pace. It was a helter-skelter loss for them against Scotland on that same day last week. Up top, I hate to kill your dreams, Twitter, but Jordan Morris and Miguel Ibarra, well, they're not going to start this one, though both could come off the bench according to Klinsmann. In this one, I think Altidore and Rubio Rubin reprise that partnership back up top. This time against the Irish, maybe some extended possession can help get some chance creation going for them. And there you have it, the 11 I think Klinsmann will turn to in the U.S.'s final match of 2014. Think I'm way off? Have some inside info? Do your thing in the comments section below and stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for all of the coverage of Tuesday's game.